At one point in time, I swear I will actually find us a start streaming like graphic and put us on mute so that way we can, wait as if we have tons of people coming or something, make ourselves feel important. You want to be smart and turn down all the notifications on my phone since I didn't have all those options before. I want to burp
I've
after
had the
trucking.
notifications on my phone in a long time. I think it's been more than it's probably been like 2 weeks since the last time my phone was not on vibrate.
It's actually a very weird thing to adjust to, which is current job. It's pay attention to your phone because we communicate on our phone, like using WhatsApp and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so used to kind of like trying to put my phone off to the side and leaving it being. I have to actually remember, like, oh, I heard a notification. I should probably look at my phone real quick.
Yeah. Like every time I message you while I'm at work, I had to do one of these real quick to make sure nobody's around, because they're like, protected health information. You better not have your phone near.
I mean, I definitely shouldn't like be like on my phone, but it's nice because I have that ability. Like, oh, if I have to look at my phone for work just to double check the notification, I might just also reach over and be like, do I have any messages? Yes. Okay. Well, next time I got a minute, I'm gonna look. I don't know if you've seen, but GCW video has topped over 100. I don't know if you ever even watched it when I sent it to you.
No, I did.
Yeah, some of them, like, they may have not started off to a really hot start, but they picked up. I did the math, and let's just say we're probably in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 times what we normally would have view-wise if we posted just one, like, hour-long video. So lower averages, bigger overall number.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh man.
Death by Tokes.
Yep. Yeah, I got top roped. Oh, I got toked up.
We still have never came across a good name for the opposite of hit of the night.
Turtles riding turtles. That's what it is. That's what TRT is. Turtles riding turtles. Oh, sorry. The reverse hit of the night. Yeah.
I was trying to look. I was looking over at the chat.
Millions of Top Rope Tokes fans in the chat. Help us come up with a name for a reverse hit of the night, because we like that. We like reverse hits of the night.
You mean? I got one. Darby Allin, not going into the steps, but going into the steps.
Yeah, I think that would have to be the reverse hit of the night.
It's like, hey, you were supposed to hit, and then you didn't, and then you're like, what?
And then you just, like, he's supposed to hit the steps. He lands on his feet, like he's like too good at landing like daredevil moves. That's what it is. He's just like, oh yeah, I was supposed to fall forward. Whoops.
Well, shit, we'll just hop right into that one. But first, we are Top Rope Talks. I'm just saying, that guy.
I'm range of motions, baby.
And it's Wednesday night, so you know we're here to talk AEW Dynamite, which off the show with Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. And that's only the start of the story.
So I thought the Lethal Team wasn't coming out for this one for some reason, because at first Jay Lethal was out there by himself, but then Satin and Sanjay came on out. He brought out his Great Dane and his Chihuahua.
I mean, match started off probably a lot quicker than they thought since Darby attacked him. But I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead to I have to because the hit of the night for me, the 7-foot brick wall that you just referenced, standing outside of the ring, just not minding his own business, not even really doing much of anything. Darby goes to do his little suicide dive into Satnam's thing, doesn't bunch an inch, and he just bounces off of him. And then, even though he was the one who was attacked, him and Sanjay Dutt are kicked out by the ref.
Hey, he took that tope too good. Okay, you gotta get out of here, man.
I mean, he's
What
a
kind of
brick
sorcery
wall.
is this shit?
He's a brick wall.
Yeah,
He's not
like-
going to move. How are you going to tell them to leave?
Like not even the slightest flinch. Darby just bounced off.
Just did the wrong thing. Whoops.
And it's like usually real tall, you expect them to be able to, they're tall. Not such a low center of gravity. You think he's gonna move a little bit. Doesn't even lean back. Not even a quarter inch. Just
I
there's a
mean,
Darby Allin on my chest.
basically one of his legs is a Darby Allin. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was only the beginning of. I don't even know how to describe how this went for the rest of the show because.
That was
Like-
wild.
Okay, so he made the references to having his friend who knows all of his secrets or his weaknesses. Well, after, Lethal Team gets kicked out, we get to see what we've seen a million times over the history of wrestling, which is Imposter Sting.
Yeah. No, that was real Sting. That was the real one. Everybody, the real Sting was there.
There was okay, so I will say there was a little bit of a saving grace because it's not even like real Sting came out after, but Imposter Sting hit Darby with a bat. He gets in, lethal injection, win. They reveal it's Cole Carter. Zero ovation or reaction or anything to it.
Yeah. Why?
If commentary didn't say his name, I completely would not even know who it was. Because
Yeah.
he was on
I wouldn't have
TV.
known either.
What?
Who is Cole Carter?
He was on TV, what, like twice, like 6 months ago?
Yeah. I know. I was gonna say I know where I remember seeing him, but that is the extent of it. I
He's-
just remember seeing him.
He went to the factory, so he probably ended up on YouTube at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's definitely a YouTube guy.
But then,
But does he know stuff about Darby Allin?
I mean, they're both younger wrestlers, so maybe they kind of, before AEW, cross paths.
Okay.
I don't know where Jay Lethal would have been buddy with him from, but hey.
Jay Lethal's he's an old man in the wrestling games.
He just isn't over the age of 40.
Right.
But then we get Sting's actual music hit. Everyone's waiting for Sting to come down to the ring.
Now the real Sting came out.
Someone as like old as the real Sting, baby.
Yeah.
So everyone's in the ring. You see Darby in like the background, and you see a very, very recognizable face getting in the ring behind Darby. Happens to be carrying a guitar.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Jarrett. Oh boy. He's back. and he's slapping nuts.
He, guitar shot to Darby. And then I literally wrote the words crappy promo besides being able to end with choke on that, slap nuts.
Yes. That's all that mattered. It's that he says slap nuts on TV.
And I think he was expecting to have a big reaction because they slow it down. They got like a nice close face shot for him as he looked directly into the camera. And he just kind of said the line almost as if it was supposed to be some big dramatic thing. Sorry, people are not going to go that crazy for Double J.
Hey, but slap nuts though. Okay.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of liked that back in the day. It was so obnoxious and it pissed so many people off that I enjoyed it. But I also recognize like that was that was probably worst WCW.
Yeah. That was I think that was at the end of WCW, right?
Yeah, I think he kind of held the fort down for like 2 years as it was dying.
That was when I went to WWF. I was like, I can't do this anymore. We're now a WWF family. No more WCW in this house.
Less talking, more guitar smashing, and maybe I won't hate this.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the reason why I really real reason why I watched WWF, the games were better. I was like, yeah, they got better games because there was only one good WCW game.
There was like 2 of them that were basically the same game, just kind of like updated.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say one.
And then
think it was like the WCW versus NWO one.
But then after that,
before that, I think
I don't even remember another video game. So whatever they had, it was that bad.
Yeah, that's why we switched to WWF. Anyways, back to AEW.
And whenever their video game comes out, because there's still not a date on it, it just says this year. And hi, we're in November now. It would be nice to have a date.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to look ahead to see what would really go well together. Let's see. Let's go with what kind of happened next, because we had a typical Moxley backstage promo, which can, as always, be summed up with basically one freaking line. Always goes well beyond one line for like another 2-3 minutes, but it can always usually be summed up with one line.
Yeah.
Just,
he was like, this is another night for me. I do this all the time. Yeah. I'm tweaking out. Yeah.
He gives Moriarty credit, says, yeah, they had their eye on him for, the Blackpool Combat Club, but Danielson basically said, Moriarty's not violent enough, though. Mox wants violence. Give him violence.
Yeah. He's not giving him violence.
I mean, he did take it to him in the match, because...
say he's far more technical than Moxley, that's for sure.
I was actually pleasantly surprised and happy with that aspect of the match. That for a box match, I mean, he has the background with the BCC that he should be able to pull this off, but Moriarty definitely made this a lot more technical than I ever expected it to be.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. Hoping we might get to see like a Bryan Danielson, Moriarty.
Who knows what's going to come, because they're definitely not all done.
Yeah, they're definitely not done there.
Because
after Moriarty wrestled circles around Mox somehow out wrestles him at the very end. Gets a counter.
He countered out
To
of the
the
Border
Jujutsu
City
combo.
stretch. Moriarty had him in the Border City stretch.
Yeah. I would have liked for Mox to have to, like, I would have liked the story to work better in this, for like him to have to use his other skills to beat Moriarty, because it was very clear from the start that Moriarty's way better technically.
Oh yeah.
And not saying that Mox is bad, it's just Moriarty is that good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he countered out that, did the hammer and anvil elbows before the armbar. I'm sorry, the technical name, I don't know it, and I've never seen it really written down.
The armbar thing?
Yeah.
The Juju Katami?
Yeah, I know roughly some of the syllables, but like to put it together, I don't.
I believe that's it.
But yeah, he gets the win, and
taking me
then
like 6 months to figure it out.
and then Ethan Page comes down from commentary because he was on commentary for the match and hits a nice big boot, and I mean, that really wrapped up that, because then they went to a backstage video thing. But just to kind of put a little bow on the whole Mox aspect of the night, there was a little bit later, Tony Schiavone was with Regal backstage, basically once again saying MJF has a long way to go, and he mentions to be a true villain, which was like his nickname kind of deal.
The true villain.
That
it'll be a while before he's a true villain. Nah.
I mean, the commentary during the match by Page kept saying that he knows that MJF knows he can't win. He's lying. He's 100% going to use the ring to try to win because he can't beat him, all that good stuff. But Regal...
Oh, yeah, Ethan Page was going off.
Yeah. Regal says MJF has all the potential in the world, but the potential won't help him against a real demon, Moxley. Which, come on, let's try to not give him more like monikers and stuff like that. That makes him...
Moxley's a demon.
No, I did not need that.
He's a real demon tweaker.
It's worth at least mentioning, I don't see myself making a video out of this because unless we go off on it enough, I don't expect it. We talked about it with the last week's episode. The Elite had another video package. This one, it was slightly different. It wasn't just like the Thanos snap of a bunch of images. But how many more weeks do we have to
go? Hopefully not many more. So, because I didn't care about this one already. I called it last week that I wasn't going to care about it if they did another one, and I didn't care about this one.
So I do remember when the initial match happened, people were worried about a John Silver injury, like that he was knocked out and stuff. Because remember, sitting there and looking back on video, he did not move after he got hit with that buckshot lariat. It was awkward, all that bad stuff, I should say. So when they showed the replay of just the end at first, I was like, I wonder if they'll just like acknowledge some kind of injury, and then everything else started happening. And I was like, oh, it's another Elite video package, because they literally show someone editing video on a computer, deleting that match and putting in the Best Friends versus Death Triangle triple threat match in its place to crown the Trios champions. A lot more on the nose.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we know what they're gonna do. They're gonna come back and they're gonna get those trios titles back.
Wait.
We just don't know exactly when they're going to do it.
That at least means we're going to be in a hell of a match at some point, because Young Bucks, Kenny, Death Triangle. Will that be when Death Triangle starts to fall apart, since actually falls apart, considering we're already seeing it?
Yeah, I was gonna say we got some big time splinters.
That
Big
triangle,
time.
that triangle falling apart, and when they lose the titles to the Elite, that's when it ends.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be it. I mean, Pac is trying to speed some stuff up.
I mean, he was trying to speed up Phoenix getting a singles championship, but you know, tried to help. He didn't want it.
One day, I would like for them to put a singles belt on Ray or Penta or both, but apparently Pac was right. He can't do it just yet.
Because before the match, they had that backstage interview in which Peck advocates using the hammer. It could be your golden ticket. Okay, Willy Wonka. It's more the size of a Oompa Loompa, but hey.
It could be the golden ticket, though.
But he did that right before the match. Kind of hopping right into that. That thing was a 2-on-1 match for the entirety of that match. And a little bit later, if you want to count it, it was a 3-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much 2-on-1 because Ray and Orange Cassidy ganged up on Luchasaurus the whole time.
Which makes all the sense in the world, and I'm happy they really stuck with it. It wasn't much a temporary thing.
They were like, no, if we actually have a chance, we gotta beat this guy first. Because he is the size of both of us put together.
Hey, you said every single AEW show somebody has to go through a table. There's two tables, and they both happened in this match.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, both of the tables were in this match.
Good.
Yeah, there is one. I feel like there's at least one table per week. It may not be both Dynamite and Rampage, but between the two shows, there's always going to be a table broken.
Yeah, because he chokeslammed Phoenix through the timekeeper's table at ringside. And then later on, he was getting ready to chokeslam Orange Cassidy off the stage, and Jungle Boy came out with the chair before just launching himself at him with a crossbody off the stage and through some tables.
Yeah, and commentary mentioned that was the same spot that Luchasaurus chokeslammed him, and he's been out of blah, 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 blah.
We had a really good view when that turn happened. It's like right in front of our faces.
Where are we?
Remember he chokeslammed him on there at All Out when he was supposed to be facing Christian?
Oh yeah, we did. Cheapers.
And he carried his ass. He walked around and then carried his ass to the ring for the easy win.
Yeah, that was a weird one, but it made sense afterwards. But at that time, it was weird.
And this right here, explains how they were going to keep Luchasaurus out of the match to be able to end the match. Because not long after, well, that's when Pat comes down, tries to give Phoenix the hammer. Doesn't go so well.
Yeah, Ray's like, I'm not using that hammer. I don't cheat. I'm not Eddie Guerrero. I'm the good guy.
I mean, he does all the Eddie gestures.
But you come on now. He's a Mexican wrestler too. He just pays homage to
a lot
to one of the goats,
But possibly takes the best looking Orange Punch I've seen so far to lose the match. Because he was doing his whole Casador roll, and as he was jumping out of the air.
Yeah. That was pretty dope, that spot there. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Orange Cassidy and Ray Phoenix in the ring the whole time.
Yeah, I was trying not to ruin it for you, like sitting there with my being slightly ahead. I wanted to go, yeah, you're about to get like a minute or two straight of just the two fastest guys going at it. Just like, be happy.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you guys.
But after the match, Pac goes to attack Orange Cassidy, and he's interrupted by Shibata, who's followed by Rocky Romero and best friends, but Shibata mainly.
Yeah. Shibata was like, nah, don't be doing that, son. Don't be doing that. But it made sense because before the match, they were holding up that dream match contract for whoever wins this match tonight. And obviously, we knew Orange Cassidy was retaining his belt. So, Orange Cassidy's dream match was ready, available.
I was wondering if he was going to continue with the theme of triple threat matches and have both of the best friends sign it. Everything else has been triple threat. I was like, hey, it would make sense. But yeah, so Shibata versus Orange Cassidy, Friday night on Rampage.
Be fun.
With special guest commentator Mike Tyson.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm going to be on a plane. I'm going to be on a damn plane.
So before we get to the bigger, longer, fun segment, you may be sad that you're going to miss Rampage. Well, let's give you something to be happy about. This man preached keeping it positive tonight. We had Rick Ross on AEW Dynamite. I was hoping you'd catch it with the positivity since he kept talking about positivity when they were back there with him.
Boss. Rick Ross, the boss. He was on AEW television with Swerve. And eventually Keith Lee.
He's a mogul. He's a horror movie director. And according to Rick Ross, he's going to be the biggest recording artist.
Yeah, according to Rick Ross. I've heard some of Swerve's music, and it's good for wrestling. I'll say that.
Yeah, I know he was teasing recently dropping something else. I don't know if he ever did.
Interested to hear.
I only caught part of what Keith Lee was saying, which was, that Swerve cheated. Ross yelled false accusations repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, he was just like, I've called you, you're not answering texts, and like,
I think
basically I wanted to confront you about what I saw last week.
Because they just kind of brushed it off and, right? And then proposed the 8-man tag team match.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's all good. I got this idea.
But this was after Daddy Ass's birthday bash earlier. So we can touch on that, and we'll kind of explain a little bit more about where this 8-man tag team match is coming from. Because
some of the biggest news of the night came out of this.
Daddy Ass's birthday bash.
Daddy Ass's birthday bash is here. First thing I noted here was that Caster's rap was serious, almost.
Man, didn't you know they're gonna beat Swerve's ass silly? Everybody better wish happy birthday to Billy.
Yeah, he was definitely not as happy-go-lucky as usual. So that was different.
When you say major news,
to be expected.
When you say major things out of this, do I need to hit a certain button right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first off, Daddy Ass's hands are covered up with casts, and they got him some gifts for his birthday. First gift.
The thing we've all been waiting for.
The thing that everyone's been waiting for. They finally got some scissor fingers. So now Daddy Ass, even though he's got casts on his fingers, he can still scissor because they can just put those scissor fingers on him. And now we can all scissor. I feel like I'm advertising for AEW right now. Go to AEWshop.com.
I wonder if they're sold out
scissor
already.
Fingers are probably there, and they'll probably be sold out by the time you see this video.
Which really sucks because I really made notes and stuff, or else I probably would have hopped right down there to try to order them immediately.
I didn't even think about that. I guess I also need to not be spending money on things that aren't bills in Vegas right now.
It's like I shouldn't. I also haven't bought a shirt yet, so I'm like, one of these things has to happen. Gift. After that, they want to move on to gift number 2, and well, not really, sort of. They were asking what kind of gifts the people brought for Daddy. Max goes around ringside, ends up picking up a sign. Scissors a little young fan. Comes back in and hands these giant sign scissors to Billy, and he's just holding everything so tightly.
Super cute.
And
then they got one more gift. One more gift.
A world's greatest.
Since he's been so great to them, and he's been such a good mentor and such a great dad.
World's greatest dad D trophy.
Yeah, they wrote on the DY at the end of dad to make it a world's greatest daddy trophy.
Now, Bowen says he wanted to do a whole lot more. Like, he wanted to bring guests and different things like that, but certain people were a little upset that Billy wasn't able to make the reunion recently. That actually got a pretty good pop, and they cut away because Daddy Ass with his 12 fingers did a big old suck it crotch chop. That was fun.
Yeah, screw them guys.
But
you don't need him, Daddy Ass. You got the Acclaimed.
Yeah, he's got a new family, almost
And everyone
literally.
loves the Acclaimed. Almost literally, because.
What was that last gift, Range?
Wait, it wasn't the trophy?
No, there was one more.
There was one more after the trophy. Wait, what was after the trophy?
A certificate that needed
Daddy
as a signature.
How did I not? I didn't put that in my notes somehow. Yeah, that certificate. That was it right there. I was like, all right, this is wow. This is getting weird now.
A certificate for adoption, signed already by Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. Just needing Billy's signature. He's like, I can be your daddy.
Why do they do these things to me?
It's so fun. And like,
it was like the first time ever that I was happy to see his sons come out and interrupt. I was like, all right, thank you. Good timing.
that had to be the tipping point. It's like, we're your actual sons and we didn't get invited.
And then you're about to adopt these other two dudes instead.
At one point, like during this whole thing, they're like, we're your family or whatever. He walks up behind them and like pats both the Acclaimed like on the back, like, nope, these are my sons.
He's like, no, these are my sons. I like my brown sons way better.
Max Caster's actually closer to my size than either of you. But they got him a gift too. Speaking of size.
Oh yeah. They got him a gift, all right. A fucking ass whooping from W. Morrissey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they got him.
Which when they were doing their whole like beat down because Gun Club runs down, FTR as music hits because they're sick of the Gun Club shit.
Yeah, you guys better stop all that.
Did they cost them that
FTR
match?
scared them off, but they also grabbed the tag team belts.
Mm-hmm. Handed them back to the Acclaim.
Handed them back to the Acclaimed real slow, like just so you know, we're coming for these.
Don't lose them to the Gun Club first.
Well, they
Had nothing to do with it, but
yeah. Are we gonna get Acclaimed FTR?
Probably at some point.
That feels like something that should be coming soon.
Well,
because they got Swerve in Our Glory at Full Gear again.
I feel they'll probably go through Gun Club at some point between them and FTR.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, because this whole Swerve and Daddy Ass thing is getting big. So it's the perfect time for the Gun Clubs to just come in after and be like, haha, after Daddy got his ass whooped by Swerve.
Plus,
and you guys barely held on to the belts. It's our time.
Well, plus, the 8-man tag that we were alluding to earlier, with it going to be FTR the Acclaimed versus Gun Club and Swerve in Our Glory. So I feel like they'll splinter off the other way first and probably face Gun Club first. And then after that, alliance with FTR falls apart. Not falls apart, but once it's no longer like necessary for this team, 8-man and everything, FTR will probably be down the line. I just could see them splintering off the Gun Club first, unless they want to save Gun Club. But if they save Gun Club, then I'm guessing they might be the next tag team champions.
Yeah. I think Gun Club's gonna have to be the next thing for them.
Yeah,
which is after this whole Swerve, basically just Swerve thing.
I feel like they've basically set up their next 3 challengers right now. They'll probably go both teams on the heel side and then FTR.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. After they've run through a couple heels.
But
and they go after FTR.
And then, depending on where they're at, you can always circle back to Gun Club, because they do circle back and kind of rehash things when it's not quite that moment and then come back to them. And I could see that being the deal with the Gun Club. Especially if it's just like a one-off match and not a big story. Even though it's all wrapped up into a really large story. As long as it's not like the focus for an extended period of time. If it's more of like a one match and then move on to the next. I see them come back.
That's it. That could work. Yeah, I don't know what my best theory yet is. We'll see soon.
Things remotely worth of note that I am not going to actually spend any time on. We also had a House of Black video, which was basically Julia kind of like mourning the OG members, burying their body, sending them off to sea and everything. But then at the very end,
one was burned.
Yep. One got buried, one got burned, one got taken out to sea. But then we got a Malachi line or two at the end, and they all kind of came back. So
House of Black's not gone.
A few months later, your video packages still do absolutely nothing for me.
It was stuff.
DMD was supposed to have that sit down with Saraya and Renee. DMD didn't show up. Sarah kind of, talks about herself wrestling for a while, building divisions. Says, why AEW? Why now? With like her medical and stuff. And she says, there's still one more doctor to consult, which I think clearly means had Britt actually been there, she was going to tell her, we're cleared. I'm wrestling you full gear.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what this is just setting that up.
Yeah. Later, Tony Schiavone was with DMD and Jamie Hayter and says it's her interviewer with her people on her time. Says she's sick of Jamie says she's sick of the conspiracies and all that stuff, and she just wants to wrestle. Britt agrees. They have a tag team match on Rampage against Stepmom and Sky Blue.
Yeah, Stepmom and Steps is.
That really knocks out all of the promo segments for the night and just leaves a couple of other
we did. I was say, speaking, since we're on Jamie Hayter and all of them, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm confirmed for Full Gear. They had that little video in there too,
which
with, Tony Storm just talking about how they used to be friends and they're not friends.
Yeah,
blah blah.
Really not much to it besides I thought we were friends.
Yeah,
Jamie's like, I am who I always was.
Yeah, and Jamie's gonna lose.
She's gonna win.
Who she always was.
She's gonna win. He's gonna win.
You can keep your heart. You can keep your hopes up. You can do that all you want, but we all know Tony Storm is not letting go of that belt until Thunder Rosa comes back.
Well, considering they don't even know if Thunder Rosa was legitimately hurt, big speculation that she could have worked and lost that title to Tony Fair, and just kind of was like, nope, I'm hurt, can't do it. Even at one point, Tony made a line in her press conference or something. She was like, she says she's hurt. And then you have drama between Thunder Rosa and Britt's people Britt and them backstage. They say that's real. I don't know. There's just stuff that's made it seem. And then, the whole sandbagging stuff.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I might be buying too much into stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's possible. I still don't think we see her lose that. There, at the very least, they're going to confirm. If Thunder Rosa is not coming back, then they're going to have to do something to be like, Tony Storm is the legitimate champion. Yeah,
we'll see. Doesn't matter because on November 20th, I'm waking up and that championship belt will be have gone home with Jamie Hayter. So
you better get real good at Photoshop.
Hey, to be fair, I don't necessarily need to have Photoshop because Jade Cargill is a champion and she doesn't have a belt right now.
That's different. Okay. She was accosted. That was just disrespectful. Nyla Rose disgust me. You disgust me.
So, not gonna lie, when they announced that the next match was a TBS title match, I did not know if it was gonna be Nyla Rose or Jade in the match.
Yeah. I didn't know either. I was like, is it going to be another Nyla stole the belt? And she's defending Jade's belt.
She's defending. Nyla was defending her TBS championship.
Nyla, you monster. You beast.
Quickly figured out that it wasn't going to be a situation because the person that was on the other side of the match was her friend, Marina Shafir.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jade,
which obviously means that if Marina Shafir is in the match, that obviously that means Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero are going to be not too far behind somewhere.
on the mic, on the stage. So they talked about doing commentary, but when they meant do commentary, they didn't mean sit down on commentary. They meant sit on the mic and try to distract Jade through her entire match.
Yeah. They were talking about anything and everything they could to distract Jade from whooping Shafir's ass.
Almost got Jade counted out, and they were like, "You're so obsessed with numbers, her record being undefeated, but you're not paying attention to the refs telling you." She takes back off, runs to the ring. Big boot and jaded for the win, basically, at that point.
Big booty and jaded. I mean, big boot and jaded.
Kira tried to steal the title from Nyla. Got laid the fuck out. And Nyla took off running. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it wasn't over in 1 week. The belt theft, like the last time we saw it.
Yeah. Nyla's been, what is this, 2 weeks now? She's had the belt. Full 2 weeks,
something like that.
Because it was a rampage main event that she stole it at, and it wasn't the last one. I don't know if it was the one before that or not. I don't think it was the one before that either.
Sad part is that at this point, the only segment I can remember was when she also took her vehicles from the valet, or the keys from the valet, and took her car.
Yeah, that was last week that she did that. So then, yeah, the week before that, she took the title.
Man, Paige.
Yeah.
In between a couple of parts.
Man, Paige on Friday.
We're kind of in between a couple of parts that, would get cut up the video, so not a bad time to say hello, everybody. For those that are there, do us a favor, hit the like button, and then also, when the videos go up after, drop a like button there. But if you'd like, and I meant to upload a graphic in here so I could pop it up, but after this video, go to any of our other videos. I can't decide on what day that I'm going to end this at, because let's face it, we don't have a whole lot of comments, and I want to try to give people a chance. Make me hate myself. Drop a comment saying Warjo, the worst name in all professional wrestling. WARJOE, Warjo. And I'll pick somebody.
The man.
See about if you want a Top Rope Tokes t-shirt, which first-hand experiences, people will, at a wrestling show, love it. The only downside to do the videos for the show how we do now is I kind of lose track of what we've covered and what we haven't covered.
We haven't covered Starburst suckers yet. Because they exist, and I dig it, man. I got me a lemon one right here.
All right. I might have to go looking for them after work tomorrow. All right.
Another ad. Starburst, you owe me.
So I know what's next. And honestly, if I had not already used my hit of the... You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm in control of all the production. I do what I want. Second hardest hit of the night would be... Second hardest hit of the night. Not second as in the second hardest, but just I'm doing two. The giant FU that AEW gave one Phil Brooks CM Punk tonight on the show. Because guess who was Chris Jericho's former Ring of Honor champion opponent. Motherfucking Boom Boom Colt Cabana. The man who started all the commotion because CM Punk just had to talk about him during that press conference. Unprompted, by the way.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't remember what CM Punk said about him, and I didn't know anything about him beforehand, so yeah. But boring ass match.
So
Lots of cheating. And boring wrestling between two dudes way past their prime.
Colt's not that old. He's always had a different style. He was never the most athletic kind of thing. He did a lot of comedy, but in a serious kind of way, like his whole Superman pin kind of thing. But there's more context to this possibly being a giant FU to CM Punk. Did we talk about how Jericho went up to Punk after everything happened and he said CM Punk's a cancer to the locker room?
We didn't talk about it, but
Did you see that?
I'm aware of that, yes.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, Jericho, you get to pick your opponent, right? Who do you want to face? How can I say F you to that man the best way possible?
Fuck yeah.
He got
ahead, Jericho.
a big ass reaction to when that music hit.
Because who expected that? Who expected that?
So exciting, but also it meant, I mean, granted, any kind of match right now that Jericho does in this format, you know he's gonna walk away the champion still. But this is definitely one of those easier foregone conclusions. So, yeah, as you said, lots of cheating, but also Chris Jericho said he was going to whoop Lamar Jackson's ass.
He did. I wanted to see Lamar Jackson get out there, but it's during the season. I'm sure he wasn't going to be allowed to do anything at all.
And he's his own agent.
There.
And he's in a contract year.
Yeah.
Yeah, risk nothing, Lamar. Make money.
Come to Detroit.
Cabana had Jericho in a Superman pin. Jake Hager pulled his hands out from underneath him. Colt Cabana did the moonsault out onto Hager and Garcia, but comes back in, gets hit with the code breaker. JAS was about to take out Riccaboni after celebrating from the commentary table. And slowly, one by one, the Blackpool Combat Club comes out. They start to fight. Has to have a big pull apart.
Chaos ensues.
So,
the same way that all JAS and BCC things happen.
Because this is the longest feud currently in professional wrestling. If I'm wrong, let me know, but god damn, it feels like it.
It's basically been going since the start of the BCC.
Yeah, I can't think of anything beforehand.
Yeah, like the BCC started and then JAS was like, fuck you. Sports entertainment.
Because you basically only had, for a while, Mox and Danielson. Then eventually you brought in Yuta. Danielson got hurt. Claudio replaced him in the Forbidden Door Dream match situation. But then by Blood and Guts, it was, already group versus group. Can we end this? I was hoping that this would be kind of ending considering Mox is getting into it with the firm.
No.
But also Yuta is getting into it with Danielson himself.
Look, just BCC got all the problems. And they want all the smoke. So it's what's happening right now. There's not enough smoke to be had amongst the people outside of BCC, so they gotta have smoke within the BCC.
And on the same kind of note, who does JAS really have to feud with after BCC?
Themselves.
Until the Elite's back and you can try to move on to some kind of trios thing, there's not really much that you can, popular face kind of dynamic to be on the other side from them.
There's nothing. I tried to think, but my brain stopped already.
Yeah, I was like, okay, House of Black is coming back, but no.
That's nah. And that's only 3 dudes compared to the 18.
At least they have a female wrestler to kind of.
It'll have to be somebody.
Fight the other 2 female wrestlers.
Friends. That's what it is. Yeah, it'll have to be somebody that has some friends somewhere.
Because speaking of friends, can we not eventually go back to? I don't need to see Jericho in segments with Orange Cassidy again anytime soon. But when you said friends, I thought of best friends.
Oh,
especially if Rocky comes around, then you're up to 4. I'm assuming Statlander's out for a while longer still. So it's not like she can help out with whole Anna, Jay, and Ty.
Mm-hmm. If they brought in like Rocky or Romero, that'd probably be the closest thing. It's the best friends. But I don't know. We do not need another large ass faction.
I mean, everyone's ending up in factions anyway. It just may not be to the same
because you got.
I think certain large factions, like BCC, isn't huge, but they're not always like out there holding each other's hands.
Yeah.
So like you can have that loose affiliation.
Yeah, but like the JAS, they are always together.
That, or even when they do split up, it's like 3 and 3 or something like that. You're never one person. And that just really begs the question: where would we be if the Elite were around and Adam Page wasn't hurt? Because at least that's another popular face team group. How much plans probably just got thrown off the tracks when all that shit went up in there?
I think we're going to find out as soon as they get back. Because I feel like they're probably just going to try and pick up right where they left off after they have them take the belt off of Death Triangle first, of course.
And I feel like you can't just like make that happen right away, because that would just make Death Triangle look terrible. Like, hey, they showed up, they came back, they had one match, and they took the titles back.
Mm-hmm. But with Death Triangle having all the issues they're having, maybe you weave that into the story.
Good. Still think it's probably a bad look. When's the last time? Wait. When was the last trios? When did they defend them last? Was it last week?
It may have been last week.
Because did Orange win, and then like a week later or so, we had the trios?
Orange Cassidy won the belt, and then the following week, the best friends were like, yeah, we should all get belts. And then they challenged them for the trios.
I don't even know who they could face, but I feel like it'd kind of be a big deal to like until they lose the title, have them beat a number of trios teams, like defend the title so that way they can at least look good before they lose it to people that are coming back.
Yeah, I would like for that to happen.
And maybe you just, during the next like 2 or 3 matches, whenever that's happened, you just see them falling apart more and more, as opposed to just sudden. I mean, no, we already see it slowly, but you can play into it a little bit more. I don't know.
The trios title in general just seems like it wasn't a good idea.
And it just sucks because we'll never know what their original plans were. Because maybe it could have been cool. Like, if the original plan was to eventually build to, like, them going to Japan for Wrestle Kingdom to face, like, Aussie Open and Will Ospreay, that could have been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You still got enough time to make that happen, too. You just gotta kind of move quick, because that's, like, 2 weeks into January, or a week or 2 into January. There could be a lot of AEW people that go to that show eventually, kind of like a Forbidden Door, but that I don't know if you'd actually ever want to watch it at New Japan pay-per-view, because that shit means staying up like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. or something crazy.
Smokes.
I did it once.
Probably we'll see what it looks like getting closer to it.
You get Jay White and Okada, that's already announced.
It was Jay White and Okada, yeah.
That will be the main events. I don't know. We'll see. It was hard to do. I only did it because that's when Jericho first went over there. I was like, okay, I need to see this.
Yeah. We'll see closer to it. Like, if the card is a must-see.
Also,
if I feel like the card is a must-see, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to just take a long nap during the day.
And then we also have to hope that, because it is in Japan and the time difference and everything else, let it not fall on a way where, because sometimes they do shows during weekdays. It's weird.
Oh. Yeah, not a chance if it was a weekday.
See, as it gets closer, I still don't even know what I'm doing about the Ring of Honor show, so can't blame me. It feels like the Ring of Honor stuff brings down AEW TV. Why do I want to watch a full pay-per-view of it?
Right.
No offense. I know some stuff is really good. Like, I feel bad that I haven't gone back to watch the Briscoes versus FTR.
I want to go back and watch that in better quality. That was really good.
AEW, figure out the streaming service stuff. Come on. I mean, even GCW has their streaming service figured out now. $4.99 Play Plus.
$4.99.
Man, we're just advertising for everybody tonight.
Yeah, come on, guys, hit us up.
At least drop likes. That's cool. No,
we got a lot of ad space. A whole lot of ad space.
I'm specifically looking at you, Starburst. Do you see our name? Our name is catered to people who like to snack, eat candy.
Yeah. Yeah. Our podcast is called Turtles Riding Turtles.
I mean, we did talk about the Turtle Kid, Darby Allin.
Yeah.
I still remember when you hadn't put together that with the meme at first. I like turtles.
It took a while.
All right, sir. I can't believe. I mean, I looked at when we were actually kind of done, and I couldn't believe how quick the time was, but my God. moved kind of smoothly.
We did it real fast.
We got that ticker going up top, man.
Mm-hmm.
The professionalism, it almost looks like know what I'm doing at certain points, but no, I don't.
Yeah, it
We're getting
definitely
so
looks
much.
like someone that doesn't put ketchup on a coney did those graphics. That's for sure.
Turtle, Rod.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody. Don't forget, if you want a shirt, go to any of our other videos and Warjo, comment, drop a like while you're there. You might as well. You made it this far. Let's go. Friday night, that face over there won't be here. I'll have to figure out the whole graphic situation on my own. I have no idea what I'm going to want to do. Be all alone.
Yeah.
Knocking this out of the park. Backlash.
No, I don't think anyone should know about that. Nasty ass.
We went out to eat recently. I should have just looked at and be like, what, you're not putting ketchup on that too?
Warjo.
It's the worst name in professional wrestling. I would have to consider the zero knowledge just because I don't even know what a show like that would look like, Rod. Especially, well, I guess it really depends on if you were to actually watch the show that night. If you went into the show, watched it, and then we came on, where you could be like, ask questions and stuff, or at least reference things that you saw, that wouldn't be bad. But if you don't watch the show on Friday night, then I feel like it would just probably be a disaster.
Yeah, it would just be an hour of Rod moaning while you try to do the show.
Now, what we can try to arrange is the next time we all go to GCW or something. You know what? That's what I'll do. At some point, I don't know who I could put on the graphic because a lot of the people aren't there on a regular basis. Or they're, traveling around and everything. There's only been glass tubes on AEW TV like one time. And that's because Nick Gage from GCW wrestled in AEW. But that actually wouldn't have been a bad one. Just because, Brandon would have been the difficult one. That would have been the moment to try to get his ass on Discord. Like, all right, we went to GCW Saturday night. Let's all get on Discord at this time, this night, and have that four-way graphic and everybody just talk.
Oh yeah, Big Travis might be there.
That's gonna be the. Every time I go to look for a card, and when they come back to Detroit, that's what I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna look for that name, and I'm just gonna message Rod and be like, Travis and his wrestling buddies are coming back. You want to go again? See light tubes go flying through the crowd.
That was wild, man. Wild. And then all that violence, and then the thing that stuck out most was the ketchup. Violation.
That. Oh, I don't know if I told you that I sent you a picture because I screenshotted it, but I did send it to, I think, Brandon and give him a hard time. I think I sent it to you too. Yeah, Rod, when I sent that picture out on like Snap, woke up to the morning to like my coworker going like, is that ketchup on the coney? No, just no.
Yeah.
So I screenshot, I sent it right to Brandon. I was like,
Yeah, I don't know him.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. So I was like, what is what? What? It's like I was like, yeah, I'm not letting him get away with that. You did not just put that on that fucking Coney. You did
It
not just do that.
it was. I don't think it's one of those things you could ever play it in a million years. Like, whole table just stops, time stands still, everybody just looks at each other. Like, is everyone seeing this? Is somebody gonna say something?
Oh yeah, yeah, and you know I wasn't letting that shit go. I'm like, you just fucking assaulted that Coney, man. What the hell?
If it
Bastard.
wasn't, if we weren't where we were and everything else, that would have been a fun time. Just like act like I wanted to walk up, stand up, and just walk away from him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. No Coney for you.
All right. Anytime we ever go anywhere that has coney dogs in our future, if he is there and he goes to order one, the answer is no. We just tell him no.
Mm-mm. Yep. Nope. I don't care if you think you're a grown man or not. You do not get to choose what you eat.
Or you know what? Order it differently. You're gonna order a hot dog with chili on it. You do not get to say coney.
No more Conies for you. No more Conies for you.
I might clip this part of it and leave it as a private video and just send it to Brandon.
Fucking for real, man. His name needs to be on a wanted poster for that shit.
I kind of wish I was good at video editing just so I can make that happen. Like, have a little TikTok video, go find the picture of it, then go into like a wanted poster off of it. Like, who the fuck?
Oh, is he?
All right. Well,
There's no limit to what that man might do after that. But all right, it's time to go to sleep.
time to hop into the editing booth. Actually, it's time to go smoke, but
Actually, it's time for me to go take a shit.
so
Yay.
all those that are here, have yourselves a wonderful night. He won't be here Friday. I will. And I'll see you then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have fun on Friday. I'll be here in spirit. And I'll be flying spirit.
I thought I was late to the joke because I got it. And
I cracked myself up.
night, everybody.